If you're a current anime watcher, say goodbye to your life, because October 2022 is the anime apocalypse. Like, no exaggeration. I'm not even gonna be able to hit every single thing that's happening in October. These are a good 2 handfuls. I was gonna do just a handful, but we got 2 handfuls of anime that you probably will want to pay attention to this season, or you're gonna be hearing a lot of other people talking about it. So if you're not gonna watch it, brace yourself for that. Like, did you freaking know Pop Team Epic Season 2 is happening? That's happening on October 2nd. I don't really know how to explain what Pop Team Epic is if you don't know what it is. So just here's a little snippet. Westside Otaku, thanks for swinging by. I'd like to talk about anime with you, so subscribe if you've been here before, but in order, let's just do this in order, because October 1st, we got like 3 things happening. First off, one of my most anticipated anime of the year is getting its part 2, being Spy X Family Part 2. And if you didn't watch the first part, just nutshell, assassin and spy have to pose as a mother and father of a child, and that child needs to work their way up in this elite academy. And I'm excited for part 2. Admittedly, part 1 didn't impress me as much as I hoped it did, but I am still very eager to see this keep going. And it's a little bit alarming that they're just calling it part 2 and not season 1 part 2. So please keep this going, because this is a shonen I do want to see keep going. Then we have the shonen that started off as one of my all-time favorites, and then it kind of became something else, which is an entire other discussion video, potentially. Let me know if you'd want that. My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia returns with season 6, which is gonna be the war arc. I say this as somebody that is not a manga reader, and if you got to season 5, you just know pretty much every good guy and every bad guy. It's probably about to clash in this season, especially if it's titled The War, so that makes sense. So we're probably gonna get a lot of epic fights, a lot of face-offs, potentially a lot of deaths, we'll see. And I'm just really hoping this season of My Hero Academia brings me back, because I feel like season 3, maybe season 4, really onwards, I just felt like it kind of became a standard shonen to me. Again, that's an entire other discussion video, let me know if you want that. But to take a break from the shonen side of things, let's hang out. Senpai! Uzaki-chan wants to hang out season 2. You might have watched it, maybe you're like me and just watched a bunch of clips of it on YouTube. I have not seen the show. This is very much like Nagatoro when it came out, where I just kind of dived into clip after clip, and it's like, why don't you just watch it at this point? And I probably should, because the 2nd season's coming out, and it does seem like it is a fun show if you just want to see hijinks between a guy and girl, especially one that's an introvert and one that's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you just be all by yourself all the time, so I'm gonna hang out with you. Let's freaking hang out. Jumping a bit forward, there's an unexpected hitter and probably one of my most anticipated anime of the year, if not maybe even the most, which is Mob Psycho. Season 3 is freaking hitting. And I feel like it's been ages since season 2. I think one of my last reactions I did in the bedroom there was to Mob Psycho season 2. That was a long ass time ago. Like, people should not sleep on Mob Psycho. I dare say it is better than One Punch. You know what? It is better than One Punch Man. Let's see how many people I can tick off in the comments, because I do think Mob Psycho is one of those animes a lot of people have been sleeping on as a potential all-time greatest. Okay, I might be going a little bit far, but just know season 3 is coming out, and if it's as good as the first 2 seasons, you're in for some really cool, fun shit. But to explain more of an anime you don't know about that I was saying is potentially a sleeper hit this season is Do It Yourself. Do It Yourself is an anime that hits on the same day, and I believe it's done by the same studio that worked on Fruits Basket as well as Fairy Tail, and it kind of shows, because if you look at the look of this trailer, it doesn't look like other anime out there. It's not like super shaded and everything. It's just fluid. It's just nice. And the premise is pretty much just a group of girls that are gonna be building things themselves. They're doing it themselves. And it's one of these potential animes this season that's really gonna be good for just a comfy time. Just to be able to have like a laid back camp, or that workout girl anime, or, just if you want something pleasant every week. I have a feeling this will be your fix. So consider watching Do It Yourself, because I think of all the things I'm gonna mention here, I haven't heard anybody talk about this one. If you're into sports anime, October 9th might be your kicker, because we have Blue Lock, which is a show about kicking. Yeah, I'll keep that in. I missed this one too, but I actually dig the premise. It sounds like the idea of a bunch of high school kids that are put into kind of an experimental program that is a bunch of hundreds of other athletes that will ultimately determine who plays as like a national thing in this futuristic world of soccer. It's got a really neat premise I recommend looking into and checking out the trailer for, because I have to say Haikyuu really got me interested in sports anime, and this one is looking pretty freaking fire. I was trying to think of a good pun, but I can't think of one. October 11th. October 11th. For nearly 10 years, Bleach fans have waited for this moment. For nearly 10 years, Bleach fans have waited to see the final arc of Taite, however you say his name, Kubo's manga, get adapted. That's right, Bleach fans, rejoice. October 11th, we get the 1,000-Year Blood War. It's finally being adapted. I don't need to say anything more. I might be doing a build-up video to this because this is my most anticipated anime of all time. If there's anything that competes, it is Just If Ouran High School Host Club Season 2 ever got announced. Video about that right here. But you know what people might like to see more than spirits fighting spirits? They want to see devils get the shit freaking sawed out of them. Everybody won't shut up about what's coming October 12th, which is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man, pretty much high school guy that inherits the powers of a certain pet or whatever that makes him turn body parts into chainsaws, and he's killing devils, demons to get money and his teenage dream fulfilled. And I don't know, it's just a metal show by MAPPA, which makes sense because MAPPA, I just feel like that's how I'm identifying myself with them. I'm not sure, I'm probably wrong there, but yeah, everybody has already told you about Chainsaw Man, so you already know about it by now, so I don't need to say anything more. If anything, I'm curious, why is everybody blowing up about this show instead of a few other things? Is it because of the gore? Are people just seeking a lot of gore? Is that what's going on? Urusei Yatsura. Really? I have no idea if this anime is truly a good anime or not, but October 14th, the revival, the reboot, I think it's a reboot at least, of one of the most classic and well, like, recognized, I'm gonna say, anime of all time. I say recognize as in, if you're into fan service, you know this girl. As many classic anime get, it's getting a redux, and that is super cool. And I honestly might tune into that, because I looked into the plot, and it actually sounds kind of like a potential fun situation of trying to keep an alien princess happy. Maybe in that way. If there wasn't enough tears and emotions put into this list, don't worry, because To Your Eternity is coming back too. I had a lot of people telling me about To Your Eternity when the first season was airing either last year or the year before, I can't remember. And yeah, I cried once or twice to it, that happened. And it's coming back October 23rd to just continue the anime apocalypse. And pretty much To Your Eternity, if you don't know about it, you still have time to catch up with it. It's pretty much about an immortal being that can transform into other beings that they have come across. And I don't want to say too much more than that because it's a good show to kind of go in a little bit blind if you can. And if it's anything like the first season, we're definitely going to still be experiencing some sad stuff because of the way the main character's ability works that I don't want to say too much about. But yeah, we'll probably get some more tears flowing. And I didn't even mention a bunch of other stuff that's happening, but do you see what I mean? With Bleach being the obvious thing I'm most anticipating, the things I think, like, in terms of well-known and not known, Mob Psycho Season 3 and Do It Yourself as a sleeper, those are probably my other two, like, I might be tuning into those, but what will you be tuning into, and what are you most anticipating for the absolute craziest fall season I think I have ever seen? Let me know in the comments, and check out this video YouTube thinks you'll like. Don't forget to be geek, be proud, be awesome. And is your social life just gonna totally disappear?